how one UGA football player hopes to make the most of Pro Day. I'll have the details coming up.
We've got a player that has been absolutely mashing at this stadium, and I've got the details for you.
Georgia women's tennis caps off non-conference play, but before they do, they honor a former Bulldog legend.
Good evening, and welcome into Sportsource, your dose of UGA and Athens area sports news. I'm Clay Witt. Tonight, we've got all your needs covered: football, basketball, baseball, softball, and tennis. But since this is the University of Georgia, home to back-to-back college football national champions, we're going to start there. The NFL Combine is kicking off on Tuesday, and 12 Bulldogs will be showcasing their talents. But not everyone got the call. Our Destiny Hartwell sat down with one player who is still trying to make it to the league.
Thanks, Clay. Georgia football has always had multiple players declare for the draft. As back-to-back champs, that number has been in the double digits for multiple past seasons. I got to speak with offensive lineman Warren Erickson, coaches, and trainers about how Erickson plans to make his mark at Pro Day. The University of Georgia's football team had 13 players declare for the draft. 12 players were invited to the NFL Combine, but one was left out. Offensive lineman Warren Erickson.
I'm not 100% sure why, and I wish I was, and I'm happy for my guys that are able to go there and participate in that. And obviously I think a contributing factor was I didn't play as much this year. And but the good thing about being at a place like Georgia is there's going to be a lot of scouts and coaches here on our Pro Day.
Because Erickson did not receive an invite, he plans to use Pro Day to demonstrate his skills.
I want to be able to show the scouts and teams that I've been working really hard to get better, and I have gotten better. So I really want to showcase that.
The biggest thing is you only get one day to do this, to show NFL scouts what you're made of and what you've got.
Erickson has big ambitions going into Pro Day, but one thing he's worried about is the 40-yard dash and his top-end speed. He's been improving on that with the help of Team USA track and field Paralympic Olympian Jared Wallace.
Yeah, we get to talk back and forth and analyze his mechanics. And again, like you said, with the 40-meter dash, it's a tenth of a second makes a world of difference. So if we can get him to accelerate a little bit better in that first 10, his top end, his mechanics are looking really good, and I think he's got what it takes to drop his time a little bit.
Erickson still had 1 year of eligibility, but decided to forego his final year for a shot at the NFL.
I felt like I had enough film, and I felt like it was just kind of like my time to go. I felt comfortable about it. I really prayed hard about it and just made sure that it was the right decision for me and my family. And I just felt really comfortable by it, and I felt like it was time.
He started a countdown to Pro Day almost a month ago. And with 20 days left, Warren Erickson is making sure he finishes strong. In Athens, Georgia, reporting for the Carmical Sports Media Institute, I'm Destiny Hartwell. Erickson has the number 77 tattooed on his wrist in memory of teammate Devin Willock, whose dream was to also one day be in the NFL. Pro Day is Erickson's one chance to prove himself and to live on Devin's legacy. So the most important thing for Warren, he can't crack under pressure. Back to you, Clay.
Thanks, Destiny. Well, we'll see if all that hard work Warren is putting in will pay off come the NFL Draft in April. But don't go anywhere. After the break, Cole Acock, Wynn Andrews, and I preview the matchup of the week here in Athens.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I think I finally found.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Got a new house. It's looking pretty cool so far.
A place that I call home.
I'm teaching Louise how to cook some lasagna.
It only
Dutch. Thank you.
Study, please.
I think I finally found a place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
You're home before sunrise. On top of the house, the kids, and our future. The smell of your cooking is our alarm clock. My Shiro's day is never done. So let's start saving a little more now so we can feel prepared for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give us the personalized tips we need so we can live our lives to the fullest. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back to Sportsource. Coming up Wednesday, March 1st, you don't want to miss this showdown between two of Georgia high school baseball's elite teams. Defending 4A state champions North Oconee travel to Cherokee Bluff to open region play for both teams. Both teams are unbeaten, with the visiting Titans sitting pretty at 5-0 and the Bears picking up their 5th W of the season last night. Cherokee Bluff is making the jump from 3A to 4A this season and sits ranked 5th in the classification, while North Oconee ranks number 1 in the 4A class. This early top-tier matchup is sure to tell us a lot about both squads. Joining me to preview this game are Cole Acock and Wynn Andrews. Cole, I'll start with you on the Cherokee Bluff side of things. What has been the team's mindset since the step up in classification?
Clay, yes, as you just mentioned, Cherokee Bluff will be making the jump in classifications from 3A to 4A this season. I asked head coach Jeremy Kemp if the mentality of the team has changed at all with this transition, and he said the team is just going to do what they have been doing in 3A, and that is just play ball. He says that the combination of experience the team has returning and the talent they have built up through the years will help them as they make that jump from 3A to 4A.
Well, Coach Kemp seems confident in his team's making the jump, Cole, but how does he feel about this upcoming matchup against the defending state champions?
Well, Clay, more than anything, Cherokee Bluff sees this game as a big opportunity for the young program. This is what Coach Kemp had to say about their upcoming top 5 matchup.
Yeah, anytime you get to play a team of their caliber, man, it's a huge opportunity for your kids. And, you know, us being still classify us as a new program, you know, this is our 4th year of playing baseball. So it'll be a fun atmosphere for our kids, and look forward to the opportunity to play a great team like North Oconee.
If Cherokee Bluff wants to take full advantage of the opportunity in front of them, in Coach Kemp's own words, it comes down to pitching and defense. It won't be easy to hold the North Oconee offense as they have a number of talented players. However, the Bears have an impressive roster themselves. They have a pair of Georgia Southern commits, one being pitcher Braxton Beal and the other catcher Bryce England. They also have a Mississippi State commit in Brett House and a Davidson commit in Jacob Vogel. Cherokee Bluff no doubt has the talent to hand North Oconee their first region loss in almost 2 years. And also, this game is at home for the Bears, so having home field advantage is crucial when you're playing a great team. It will be interesting to see how the Bears can handle this opportunity that is in front of them.
Now, Wynn, as far as North Oconee is concerned, defending state champions and have started the season off strong. How are they feeling about this early season matchup?
Clay, North Oconee certainly understands the momentum an early region victory against a team like Cherokee Bluff could bring. In terms of preparing for the matchup, however, the Titans aren't abandoning their game plan. Their program's success has been evident after boasting a 39-1 season and an undefeated region schedule on their way to becoming 4A state champions last season. With 11 seniors returning this year, North Oconee has plenty of experience in big game situations. But head coach Jay Lassley emphasized the importance of his team sticking to the basics in hostile environments like Cherokee Bluff. Here's what he had to say about the Titans' trip to Flowery Branch.
I think they understand that idea that, like, we get everybody's best right now, and that makes us better. So when you go in and you play a team like Cherokee Bluff, they're going to give you their best. Hopefully we've already played 5, 6, 10 games that where you played at a high level, so it's not a big deal in the fact that you're facing a good ball club. You just go out and play the game.
The Titans look to continue their consistent success from last season, but they do face a tough opponent in the Bears next Wednesday. While North Oconee boasts an experienced roster, Cherokee Bluff does just the same, so it's shaping up to be a fun one with big implications early on this season.
Well, the coaches and players both seem excited for this game, and it will set the tone for these region foes. The Bears versus the Titans, Wednesday, March 1st. When we return, we're staying on the diamond, but moving over to softball. Wade Cheek picks up some private lessons from his swing for a Georgia softball standout.
When we return, we keep it on the diamond, but switch it over to softball. And later, a more emotional story that deals with Georgia women's tennis.
During high school, I hung with the wrong crowd and I never graduated.
I helped Santiago in many different ways, like all fathers do, because he always wanted to go to college.
I felt a little embarrassed to come back to school, but eventually, once I came here, I knew that it's for a bigger goal.
He was very dedicated, hardworking. He connected with his teachers, he connected with other students. That was one of the key reasons why he was able to keep forging ahead.
It was amazing to see him graduate. This was one thing that meant so much to him, and of course, it meant so much to us too.
With the help of my father and having my son, that was all the motivation that I needed. That support is everything.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
I think I finally found.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Got a new house. It's looking pretty cool so far.
A place that I call home.
I'm teaching Louise how to cook some lasagna.
It only takes a spark to make a fire start.
Thank you.
Study, please.
I think I finally found a place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
Welcome back to Sportsource. The UGA softball season just got into full swing a little over a week ago, and junior Jada Kearney is starting the season off strong. Our Wade Cheek spoke to Kearney about her early season success.
That's right, Clay. Jada has started off this season with a bang. Through 11 games, the junior has totaled 5 home runs and 14 RBIs while posting a batting average over 400. I talked with her about her batting approach for this weekend's tournament and even got a little batting lesson. What's going to be like the biggest goal for you this weekend? I was curious to know, obviously you've been staying hot, weather's getting warmer. What's something that's going to be like focused in your mind this weekend to keep hitting well?
The biggest thing is maintaining a consistent mindset, having confidence every at bat, and going up there every time to compete so that I can keep performing.
And talk a little bit about, because I'm sure you're about to do early hitting, right? Or have you already done early hitting?
A couple people have. I'm getting ready to start practice.
Okay, so when you're doing early hitting, what are you working on when Coach Baldwin's doing soft toss to you?
Basically just maintaining the feel, like I said, getting inside the ball, giving myself enough time to see the ball and hit the ball to the best of my ability, and really just feeling out my swing.
And obviously, with the talent y'all have, y'all are a World Series team, y'all are a playoff team, but it's a matter of can y'all beat World Series teams? Moving forward, going later in the year, what do you think is different this year? I know y'all struggled a little bit at the beginning of the season, but obviously y'all have the talent to pick it up. What's going to be the biggest thing for you that keeps you thinking, keeps you knowing that y'all are a World Series team and that y'all can go farther than y'all have ever gone before?
I mean, I feel like we already know that. This is the first year, at least that I've been here, that we've been playing consistently, back-to-back, really amazing teams. And honestly, the losses, I think, are great as a learning experience to help us get prepared for SEC play and postseason. So I honestly think the start of the season would be great for us.
And I was thinking, could I see your bat? Could you show me if I'm doing because I used to play baseball. I haven't played since high school. I was wondering if maybe you could give me a little couple of critique.
Okay. I'm
playing men's softball league. I gotta get my swing right.
Okay.
I know it's soft pitch or slow pitch, but could you because I've still got a baseball swing, so I'm trying to I'm coming in, I have an open stance. If I'm wanting to go outside, does that look pretty good to you, or what could I fix?
Going outside?
Yeah, if I don't have the power, especially in baseball. So like I'm more of like a not a pull hitter, but I'm hitting to the outside. So like, what should I do like with my approach? Like I'll do it again. So like if I'm going like trying to hit outside, I'm getting the knob to like more farther out and pushing it that way. Is that right?
Not necessarily. I mean, you're doing a good job staying inside of the ball. The biggest thing for going the other way is just making sure you get the back of the ball. Everyone has a different swing. It's just making sure that you get to the ball, like the back of the ball, so that you can square it up to drive that way.
Right. And if I'm wanting to pull it, so like what's going to be the difference for me if I'm pulling it? So I'm keeping the knob in and then pulling it this way?
Yeah, just getting it a little out more towards your front foot.
Okay. All right. You've heard it here first from the hitting expert, Jada Kearney. She's gotten off to a hot start. We'll throw it back. After dropping the last 2 games against Charlotte and the 5th-ranked Clemson Tigers, the Bulldogs are looking to bounce back at home this weekend in the Georgia Classic. Jada could be a big part of that turnaround. Back to you, Clay.
Thanks for that, Wade. We will see if she can continue her strong run of form and help her team put up some more wins. The Bulldogs currently sit at 7-4 on the season and are hosting the Georgia Classic this weekend in Athens. When we return, our analysts join me for some hardwood pick'em ahead of the next round of the Georgia High School State Playoffs.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Woo-hoo. Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie. So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back to Sportsource. The Georgia High School Basketball State Playoffs began this week, and a few Athens area teams have already advanced to the next round. Hoops insiders Cole Acock and Wynn Andrews join me now to predict if these Athens area teams will survive and advance or crumble under the pressure in this game we call win or bin. Let's start small here. In Division 1A, Athens Christian got past Dade County 71-55 in the first round and have to face Mount Bethel Christian Academy, who took down Athens area Oglethorpe County in the first round. Cole, I'll come to you for this game. Give me some insight into these two teams and what you think Athens Christian might need to do for a win.
Clay, this is shaping up to be a very interesting matchup. Both of the teams have to be very confident heading into this second round game. On Mount Bethel's side, they have been one of the more consistent teams in the A Division I classification this year, and a large reason for that can be attributed to the experience on this Mount Bethel roster. 11 of their 12 players are upperclassmen, so they have been under the bright lights of the postseason. For Athens Christian, they are one of the hottest teams in A Division I. With their win in the first round against Dade County, they have now won 9 straight games. They are playing their best basketball at the right time. And if they want to continue this trend, they will have to control the pace of this game. A team like Mount Bethel wants to push the pace early and often in transition, and they like to score in bunches. Mount Bethel has reached scores in the high 70s multiple times this year. Athens Christian will need to slow this game down, use most of the shot clock on each possession, and limit turnovers if they want to advance.
All right, Cole, so what's it going to be, a win or a bin for the Eagles?
Clay, I hate to start off this segment negative towards our Athens area teams, but I'm going to be putting Athens Christian in the bin on this one. Don't get me wrong, the Eagles had a solid performance in their first round matchup against Dade County, but it will be just a different level of challenge when Mount Bethel comes to town. Mount Bethel might not have won their region like Athens Christian, but objectively looking at it, their region was just significantly tougher. Mount Bethel had to compete with teams like 21-8 Mount Vernon and 20-8 Mount Pisgah. Overall, I just think Mount Bethel has been more battle-tested. I think they'll be able to dictate the pace in this game, and I have them eliminating Athens Christian next round.
Okay, tough start for the Athens teams. Now moving on to North Oconee, who maybe had the toughest test in the first round matchup on paper against Central High School, who went 23-4 this season. But North Oconee did squeak by with a 53-52 win. Now they face Woodland, who upset Southwest DeKalb. Win, what are your chances for the Titans to advance again?
Clay, I'm feeling pretty confident in North Oconee's ability to pull away with another big win. Now, we've already seen the gutsy nature of this squad all season long. On top of a 23-6 record and 12 region wins, the Titans are displaying grit when it matters most. They recognize they're not unbeatable, and they're playing just like it. They won the region championship by 2 points, and what did they do in the first round on Wednesday? They marched into a hostile home court atmosphere at Central and stole the game away in the final minutes to win by 1. They've embraced these big moments, and I feel like a major win over Central could be the catalyst for a hopeful North Oconee postseason. Now, Woodland just took care of gritty business with an upset over Southwest DeKalb, but they're going to have their hands full when they face off against the Titans.
So I think I might know what this one is, but is it a win or is it a bin?
I'm going ahead and locking it now as a definite win for me. Woodland is going to give North Oconee everything they have, but teams have been doing that all season long. The Titans are a postseason threat, and I just don't see them being stopped anytime just yet.
Yeah, one final game for the boys' side, and I think I want to get on the fun. Athens-based Winterboro hosts Mays High School tomorrow in a fairly even matchup. The Bulldogs are 20-8 on the season and have been powered by their strong defense, allowing only 55 points per game. The team is on a 10-game win streak, and I think they keep that going. Jeremiah Holloway put up 18 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists in his last game, and I think he will be the difference maker in the round of 16. I think it's a win for Winterboro. Moving over to the girls' side of the bracket, Cole, let's start with Oglethorpe County. 18-8 on the season and have won 10 straight. The Patriots host Rabun County. What chances do you give them of making it to the next round?
Clay, I'm going to be honest. If you had asked me that question in January, I would have said no chance. On January 14th, Oglethorpe had played 17 games, and they found themselves 9-8 and reeling after losing 4 games in a row. Ever since that loss, though, on January 14th to Elbert County over a month ago, the Lady Patriots have just been a different team. They have been able to win the close games that they were dropping early in the season, and they have seemingly come together as a team down the stretch.
So, Cole, does the win streak continue? Is it a win or a bin?
Clay, I think the winning streak finally comes to an end in this second round matchup against Rabun County. I'm putting Oglethorpe County in the bin. Rabun County have been dominant this season from start to finish. They haven't had that bump in the road that Oglethorpe has had thus far. Rabun is 24-3, 7-1 in the region, and they dismantled a solid Pepperell team in the first round. I think Rabun has been the better team all season long, and I think their consistent play on both sides of the ball will get them a win over Oglethorpe.
Now, when we started with Athens Christian's boys, let's finish with the Lady Eagles facing St. Francis in their round of 16 matchup. What are your thoughts?
Well, Athens Christian has definitely shown that they deserve to be a contender deep into tournament play. Their 15-10 record and 2 region wins don't necessarily display a crazy impressive season, but it's not always how you start, as you know, but how you finish. The Lady Eagles took care of Chattooga on the road in a convincing 22-point victory, playing their best basketball to date. However, they still find themselves looking up a large mountain as they face off against St. Francis next week. The Lady Knights are having quite the memorable season as they have gone undefeated in region play. Oh, and did I mention that they defeated Jasper County on Tuesday night by 85 points? Yeah, you heard me right. A 96-11 victory has the Lady Knights facing off with Athens Christian in the next round. So the Lady Eagles must fire on all cylinders if they want a chance in this one.
All right, Wynn, the challenge seems pretty tough there. Is it a win or a bin?
Athens Christian has plenty of potential deep in the postseason, but it's just so tough to play a team like St. Francis at any point, especially in the playoffs. The Lady Knights are truly having a special season, so I'm going to have to put Athens Christian in the bin for this one.
All right, there you have it, folks. Athens area basketball. We will see if any of these teams can advance to the quarterfinals.
Lastly, when we return, a story about how tragedy is being used for motivation.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
You're home before sunrise. On top of the house, the kids, and our future. The smell of your cooking is our alarm clock. My Shiro's day is never done. So let's start saving a little more now so we can feel prepared for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give us the personalized tips we need so we can live our lives to the fullest. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She carried 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight, both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back, because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Welcome back. We turn our attention now to a more sensitive story, one that remembers the life of a former Georgia women's tennis player, told by those who knew her both as a person and an athlete. I'm joined by Jack Duffy with more.
Thanks, Clay. It certainly has been an emotional month for the Georgia women's tennis program, who lost Lily Kimball, a former standout player, recently this month. I spoke with the team after their final non-conference match to learn how they're honoring her life and legacy this season. Before Georgia women's tennis cruised to a 4-1 victory over Georgia Tech on Sunday at the Dan McGill Tennis Complex, a moment of silence was held for former Bulldog Lily Kimball. A former standout for the women's tennis team from 2011 to 2014, Kimball passed on February 5th, 2023. In her time at Georgia, she recorded 197 wins, including a school record 22 straight doubles victories in 2012. Head coach Jeff Wallace says she will be missed.
No, she's a damn good dog, is the way I guess I'd say it. And, she still holds a record here at 22 straight doubles wins with Maho Kawase. She was an amazing teammate, fun player to coach, and just an incredible person. We're just so sad she's not with us.
The Bulldogs are honoring Kimball's legacy with tributes like the moment of silence before Sunday's match. But more importantly, they're looking to dedicate this season to her with their play on the court. In its first event since her passing, Georgia made it to the finals of the ITA Indoor Championships, beating 3 top 25 teams in the process. Coach Wallace said he was impressed by his team's play in their second place finish.
I mean, we had a great tournament at the indoors, obviously, getting to the finals there. It was our 9th final that we've played in, so I was really excited with how much our team has grown, through that tournament.
Georgia's victory over Georgia Tech this past Sunday capped non-conference play. Coach Wallace said the victory was thanks to great doubles play and some tenacity from sophomore Guillermina Grant, who earned the match-clinching point for the Bulldogs after facing 5 set points and battling through a tiebreaker in her singles match. Grant says her mindset changes when she falls behind in her matches.
Yeah, today I saved 5 set points in the first set and then had to fight. Didn't play my best, but I was just playing for my team, trying to do the best I can, trying to also, I knew if I won the first set, there was big chances that Mai could do great in her singles, so just trying to do it whatever I can to help the team.
The next time the Bulldogs take the court, it will be against a conference opponent. Coach Wallace knows the level of talent the SEC has to offer, but is taking things one day and one match at a time.
I mean, I'm not going to look too far ahead. I'm just thinking what we need to do the next 2 days to get ourselves ready to have a good week of practice before the SEC season starts.
Reporting for the Carmical Sports Media Institute, I'm Jack Duffy.
Georgia's next match will be at home at the Dan McGill Tennis Complex against Arkansas on March 3rd. Back to you, Clay.
Thanks for that, Jack. Before we close out the show, don't forget our matchup of the week next Wednesday, March 1st. Cherokee Bluff hosts North Oconee in a top 5 4A baseball matchup. That's all we've got for you today on Sports Source. Enjoy your weekend.